ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930 present The Drive. Brought to you by Huntington Federal Savings Bank. Local then, local now. Member FDIC.
Welcome into your Friday, August 30th edition. Your drive begins now on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930. I'm your host, Paul Swann. You can always join the program by calling the Miller Lite phone lines at 877-420-TALK. That's 877-420-8255. Miller Lite, hold true, great taste. Only 96 calories it is. The original light beer. Also, you can find me on Twitter at Paul Swann. The show's on Facebook by searching The Drive with Paul Swann. The podcast available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, wherever you get your podcast. You've got all the details. Now let's get into the show coming up. We have got three guys to give you three previews of three games. Jason Toy, we're going to talk to him. Cabell Midland's going to be taking on St. Albans. You can hear that on our sister station, 97.9 The River. So check that game out tonight. Then our Kindred Communications Digital Game of the Week, we've got Spring Valley at Wayne. That's going to be on 92.7 and 98.5 The Planet as well. We're going to be video streaming that one. You can go to our Facebook page, catch that out. And Josh Wellington's going to join us a little bit later on. Gallia Academy in action. We'll have that for you on Big Buck Country's website, bigbuck1015.com. So that's what the guest lineup looks like. And, of course, these guys are off to their games as we speak. So we'll hear from them here shortly, get a sort of a week one preview for the most part of all the high school action that matters the most to you right here. And, of course, we've got game day coming up tomorrow, 3:30. We go on the air, 3:30. We'll be on the big stage once again, getting you ready for game day. Also, we are going to, of course, continue with our post-game coverage after the game tomorrow as well. So stick around, get a chance to call in. You can talk about how great the Marshall victory was. Marshall better be careful, though, because Conference USA wasn't so great yesterday. Now, we had Thursday night college football action, Conference USA, got 4 of those in. And tonight, we've got Rice taking on Army, and that's going to come up in about an hour. And that's going to be on CBS Sports Network, so I might check out a little bit of that action tonight when I get home. And yesterday, I caught mostly the highlights. Watching a little bit of everything, listening to a little preseason football, doing a little bit of just scanning the dials. And it wasn't good for Conference USA. Now, Charlotte won yesterday. They beat Gardner-Webb, 49-28. I expect Charlotte to beat Gardner-Webb. Did you see SportsCenter? Because they had video. The locker room celebration was just nuts. I mean, easy now. It's Gardner-Webb. Slow down. I know you've had a rough go of it, but you beat Gardner-Webb. Slow down. That's business. That's normal business to take care of Gardner-Webb. No disrespect to Gardner-Webb. Just if you're Charlotte and you're Conference USA, used to be there was an expectation you take care of your business against Gardner-Webb, and they took care of their business. So they win 49-28. Now, UAB, they had Alabama State. UAB wins that one. It was a little closer than I would have liked if I'm going to be honest with you, but UAB gets the win over Alabama State, 24-19. All right, okay, you're 2-0. Conference USA, 2-0 on the night, right? Then it fell apart. Central Arkansas beat the mighty Hilltoppers of Western Kentucky, 35-28. Central Arkansas. Let that sink in for a minute. Remember the mighty Hilltoppers of Western Kentucky? You remember them? They used to be the team. They would walk the walk, talk the talk, and it isn't the case anymore. What has happened? Well, Western Kentucky just fell apart. So big upset there. And you get beat by your FCS opponent that's supposed to take a paycheck, right? Right? You lose to Central Arkansas. The Bears from the Southland Conference outscored Western Kentucky 21-0 in the fourth quarter. I'm going to tell you right now, if Marshall doesn't roll Western Kentucky this year, we got a problem. There will be a problem if Marshall cannot roll Western Kentucky this year. Just write it down right now. Paul Swann said on Friday, August 30th, we got a problem if Marshall doesn't roll Western Kentucky. I mean, hold me to it. I'm not going to tweet it or anything, but hold me to that. Then Tulane rolled FIU 42-14. So Tulane gets the win over FIU. Ouch. Isn't FIU, FAU, some combination of those Florida schools so supposed to be contenders for the East Division? Right? Isn't FIU supposed to be a contender? They got 9 first-place votes in the East Division. I mean, think about that just for a second. Supposed to be a contender, and Tulane rolled you 42-14. Not it's a close game. Tulane's, they're in a better conference, so maybe they're just a little bit better than you, or it's competitive. No, you got beat 42-14. So big ouch there for Conference USA. And you wonder why Conference USA's got maybe an image problem right now. It's because Western Kentucky, supposedly one time the salvation of this league. And again, this is a school that returned 10 offensive starters, 6 on defense, 3 on special teams. So they got players completely fell apart, got beat by a team that was there to get a paycheck. So the paycheck team gets the win. And then Tulane gets the win over FIU. And now you've got Charlotte with a lone win in the East Division. Again, we're early here. UAB and Charlotte right now on top of the divisions just by default with a 1-0 record. And FIU and Western Kentucky, they're sitting at the bottom. And again, this will all resort itself. I know, easy now. It'll all resort itself when you get into conference play. I just want to illustrate the point here. We're talking about FIU with 9 first-place votes picked to contend with Marshall for the East Division title, and already FIU gets rolled. They get rolled. Western Kentucky, though, I'm not surprised there. They're hard times. They're picked 5th. East Division, they're picked 5th. Wonder why. Old Dominion and Charlotte are picked 6th and 7th in the East Division. Only Middle Tennessee, Florida Atlantic, and FIU and Marshall were picked above Western Kentucky. And that's just the East Division. I know we're talking things we can't control. Marshall's in a conference where if Marshall doesn't win this East Division, I'm going to tell you right now, Marshall doesn't win the East Division, we got a problem. They're picked to win it. You got to go out there and do it. You just can't have it handed to you. Right now, I like Marshall's chances. We'll see here in a couple of weeks. We'll see what they look like against Boise. We will, well, actually, not even a couple of weeks. We're talking, a few days away? Less than a week? Because really, as soon as this one's over tomorrow between Marshall and VMI, they're going to get ready. They're going to head out on Wednesday for the Friday game. So they've got a short week. VMI is, though, the first opponent for the Thundering Herd, so we can't lose focus there. Marshall can't lose focus. I mean, if I'm Doc Holliday, I'm pulling up the scores and I'm saying, hey, look, Central Arkansas beat Western Kentucky. Central Arkansas beat Western Kentucky. And then I say it a few more times and just point out to the fact that Central Arkansas beat Western Kentucky. That could be you. Let's not have VMI beat Marshall. I don't think there's going to be a breakdown for the Thundering Herd on Saturday. All right, when we come back from break, Jason Toy, we're going to talk to him. We've got high school football all across the airwaves tonight. He will be calling Cabell Midland and St. Albans. That's going to be on 97.9 The River. We'll talk to Jason Toy when we continue with today's edition of The Drive, presented by Huntington Federal Savings Bank on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
This is The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930. Presented by Huntington Federal Savings Bank.
Some good news for Marshall volleyball. Thundering Herd starting off the Ari Agnes era by sweeping UT Martin. They started off early, got the win. They are in Indiana. They're in a tournament right now. They're going to take on the Indiana Hoosiers tonight. 8 o'clock, that's right, the Hoosiers of Indiana. 8 o'clock. Go to herdzone.com. Going to be live video for that. High school football on a Friday night is back Jason Toy has had the distinct honor of calling the Cabell Midland Knights games for several years. He joins us now on the program. Back at it once again. Game tonight on 97.9 The River between Cabell Midland and St. Albans. And Jason, of course, you're not just the voice of the Cabell Midland Knights. You have a personal connection, so you know a little bit more about the team than most, as your son's on the team as well. What's the feeling around the squad as this is a team that's trying to get back to contending for a state championship?
Last year they had some pretty good talent and, came up short. They tried something different last year, and they got behind the 8-ball. They changed the offense up from the traditional running offense they've had and tried to, to open up. They had talent that they thought maybe they could open it up a little more and go with a passing game and kind of a pro-style offense. And obviously it didn't work through the first 4 or 5 games. First 4 games, they changed it to game 5, and you could start seeing the momentum picked up, and they started winning some ball games, got in the postseason, and had a tough battle, came up short end on the first round of the playoffs. So they lost some talent from last year, and like Ivan Vaughn, who was a state leading rusher, he's gone, and so they're having a few holes to fill. But they've also got a lot of talent that's back this year. So they're pretty confident that they will play well this year. Pretty confident they're going to win some ball games, and in postseason, they got a lot of hurdles in their way though to be able to get there. You got to get past St. Albans, a team that Coach Nate Watts is a former former player or former coach with Luke at Cabell Midland, and if I'm not mistaken, they played at Marshall as well as a wideout, and he is trying to build a program here where he played his high school ball at, and but they have a lot of talent and a lot of on this team, and a lot of speed, so that kind of concerns Midland a little bit. But down the road, you got Parkersburg, which you never know with them. They've always got some D1 talent on that team. But the big matchups with Spring Valley at Spring Valley, they got Huntington High at Huntington High, and of course another great rival for them is Hurricane, and that game's on the road as well. So some tough road contests that they'll have coming up here this season. So the expectations are they want to win every time they go out. And realization, there's going to be some tough ones that they're going to have to get past.
Yeah, looking at the schedule, 3 of the last 4 are going to be on the road, with the exception of you got the open date there between Huntington and South Charleston, but 3 of the last 4 are on the road, with 3 straight being Woodrow, Huntington, South Charleston, and you got Spring Valley early as well. So we're going to find out really quick what this Cabell Midland team is made of, as Spring Valley is everyone's measuring stick, it seems, these days.
Yeah, they are. Spring Valley lost some talent, but they always seem to have more talent that they bring back. So it's just hard-nosed football with them. They got huge numbers like Midland does, and having players out. So it's always it's not only a rival. It's just within the state. It's always a huge matchup when you go up against Spring Valley. So they do get them early. You talked about the schedule with the 3 of the last 4 on the road. Well, last year we had the last 4 games at home, so it just kind of flip-flopped a little bit, and they're hoping next year that will kind of even out a little bit more. Off the schedule, Belfry was just always playing for a state championship in Kentucky. They didn't renew the contract, so Midland had a tough task to try to find a team to fill in. They finally got Princeton, and the Tigers are going to be coming to town here later on this fall. Matter of fact, I think it's for homecoming. So it's a daunting task, and Coach Sammons and I were talking earlier today about the fact that it's hard to schedule because you're limited on the number of AAA teams that you have in the state, but then you also got other teams that just don't want to play you. They don't want to come to play in Ona because they know how tough it is to play in Ona. So it's good to be when you're on top. It's also hard to stay there on top too, and that's what Midland's been having to do the last couple of years to try to get their way back into that position.
Well, thankfully, between Huntington High, Cabell Midland, and Spring Valley, there's 2-year games for those 3 every year. So you only have to worry about just a few more. Looking at Spring Valley's schedule, they're going to play Ashland again on the schedule, and
yep.
I like that game. And Huntington's actually not going anywhere crazy this year, so they've got an all in-state schedule. Same for Cabell Midland. So I guess the good news is at least you don't have these crazy road trips this year.
I think the furthest trip we have for Midland is Beckley, but always seems to work out. We get first round of the playoffs. Either we're going to stay home and play Spring Valley or Huntington, or we're going to go to Musselman 5 hours away. So hopefully we can host them this year and not have to hit the road. Those muscle trips are hard to get through.
Jason Toy's joining us, and tonight you can catch all the action on 97.9 The River, and that's where you can follow the games all season long. So, Jason, if you would, just talk a little bit about what you expect tonight and tonight's broadcast as, once again, back on 97.9 The River. We can stream as well. You can go to the webpage, listen to the audio stream that way, listen to the game in the app. So no matter how you want to listen to the game tonight, we got you covered.
Yeah, smart speakers as well at home with Google Play and Amazon Echoes and all that. You can find it there. I think what's intriguing this year, when you look at the schedule too, is our Kindred digital sports presentations that we have coming up this year. And of course tonight with Spring Valley taking on Wayne out there, you can watch it, you can listen to it, and watch it as well. So we're definitely looking forward to being a part of that this year. Next week we'll have Parkersburg and Cabell Midland as part of that digital broadcast as well. So it's going to be a whole lot of fun this year. I hope as we pull up to the stadium in here, it's going to be should be a great night for football here in the Kanawha Valley.
Are you breaking out the shirt and tie for the video game next week?
No, that's the great thing about it is they don't put us on the TV.
See, there you go. The best of both worlds there. Jason Toy is our guest, and of course, is your son ready to make All-State and get that coveted D1 scholarship that you've been hoping for?
Oh, yeah, right. Actually, Paul, give me 1 second. Hang on 1 second.
All right. This is live radio, kids. Jason Toy with us on the phone as we're getting set for Cabell Midland and St. Albans on 97.9 The River. He's doing business.
Park around the back.
Probably paying for parking. I guess he's paying for parking.
That's right.
Are you paying for parking?
No, I'm not paying for parking. Just had to get the approval to roll my way in.
Okay. Just drop the old, hey, I'm Jason Toy Media, and they let him right in.
I just told her, I said, don't you know who Paul Swann is? So.
That lets you right in, exactly.
Yeah.
I know, they probably were like, who?
That's why I got police following me right now, too.
Yeah, well, you're in St. Albans, so just don't mention my name in St. Albans. Jason Toy is my guest. 97.9 The River is going to be the location tonight for the game, then back home next week against Parkersburg, and looking forward to it. And I'll see you tomorrow over on the West Lot as we get set for Marshall and VMI, but that's tomorrow. High school football's tonight. Yeah,
should be a great start off of the season here this year for high school football. And Kentucky got rolling last week. Ohio, West Virginia here this week as well. So we got a lot of great games within our company, and not only the fact that we've got this game tonight, we've got Huntington High's got the bye week. We've also got Spring Valley that you'll be able to check out against Wayne. And then something new for us this year on our other station, Big Block Country 101.5, online there at bigblock1015.com. We're going to have a broadcast of the Gaia Academy this year. So we're looking forward to the Blue Devils as they get ready to roll. And they looking for another OVC title. And they're always, they're contenders. They got some great talent up there. And so they'll open up tonight against Meggs. We'll have that broadcast starting at 7 o'clock with Josh Wellington at bigblock1015.com. And, of course, kickoff set for around 7:30.
We'll have Josh on a little bit later on to talk about that game. And we're going to have Matt Perry join us next to talk about Wayne Spring Valley. I can't wait for that one. You know how those go in Wayne County. It's a fight every time a Wayne County school gets together with another one.
Yeah, it always is. And it's and I know talent-wise, not saying talent-wise, nothing negative against Wayne, but when you look at for the Pioneers going up against Spring Valley, and just look at the sheer numbers, Spring Valley doubles what Wayne has out there on the roster. A lot of people say this could be a blowout, but you know what? Wayne's at home. It's against their county rival. They want to try to show them up a little bit, and Wayne's going to be a team playing in the playoffs this year. It's something this year later on, but they got a tough task at home against Spring Valley, and it should be good. But you think about it with the Timberwolves, with the talent, the depth that they have, they've got and they always seem to have great size in their line. So looks like they got much of the same thing again this year.
Jason Toy, my guest. Listen to the game tonight on 97.9 The River. I'll see you tomorrow, and we'll catch up with you next week.
Yeah, we'll get ready for tomorrow, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm ready. I'm ready. Stage action and everything. It's going to be fun.
We got a renewal of the old Southern Conference rivalries with the Keydets, and got to remind folks, it's not the cadets, it's the keydets that are coming in, and I've had to remind about 2 different people this week about that. So it's I tell you what, we used to love the battles when we went against VMI in the Southern Conference, and then I did go one year over to watch a game there at VMI, and it was a beautiful place out there. Their campus is absolutely gorgeous.
Oh yeah, their win-loss record really doesn't matter. It's just it's a great place to watch a football game.
And I think I heard Steve talk about last night on the Doc Holliday show about the fact that this team, they'll average about 70-plus plays a game. So they're going to be picking it up and putting it down tomorrow. And they definitely, if a team's got that type of tempo and that much that they'll put into it, you know that they're going to be moving that football up and down. But also, too, the fact they're going to be popping up and getting back, and they're going to be well in shape. Can't
wait for it. Maybe we'll get like 60-30 or something like that, some crazy score. We're going to be there long. We're going to be there. It's going to be a fast game, or we're going to be there a long night.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Marshall's going to come out of the chute quick. They want to get the offense hitting with stride with Isaiah Green and the talent that we have back this year for the Thundering Herd. I think all phases of the game, running the ball, passing the ball. I love the fact, and of course, being an old tight end, I love the fact that we got depth in our tight end position. That is a big key in the offense now as well. So, you got an offense for Marshall that has got talent across the board, and you keep your fingers crossed that health-wise, like stay there and be solid throughout. And I think, obviously there's just in there and just right in the fact that, we're picked to win the East Division. I could see us and hopefully hosting the Conference USA, hoping to have an opportunity to take home another Conference USA championship. And this could be the year to do it with the talent that Doc Holliday has.
I'm going to tell you right now, if Marshall doesn't roll the East Division, we got a problem. Quote me on that, because after FIU got slapped by Tulane and Central Arkansas beating Western Kentucky last night, I'm not trying to say anything, but I think I am. The East Division is Marshall's to win.
Oh, yeah. I think definitely indeed. Definitely indeed. They had an opportunity, and I think the door opens up. And, I was looking at the schedule the other day, and I'm like, all right, get later towards Thanksgiving. We'll get ready for Western Kentucky. Have the good old moonshine battle right there. And after seeing that last night, I'm like, oh, well, maybe not.
Yeah, it's even though I refuse to call it this, it's not going to be a moonshine throwdown. It's just going to be a massacre.
Throwdown, that's right.
Yeah, moonshine. I refuse to acknowledge that, because where's the moonshine at? There's no moonshine.
Believe me, there's shot. You go out in the parking lot, you'll find some.
All right, okay, fair enough. Touche, sir. Have a good broadcast. I'll be tuned in, and of course, we'll see you tomorrow. And thanks, sir. Everybody who want to catch Cabell Midland, listen to Jason on 97.9 The River. Talk to you soon, buddy.
All right, man. Have fun. We'll look forward to kicking off the 2019 season.
That's Jason Toy. He'll do a fantastic job tonight. Cabell Midland in action tonight. When we come back from break, this guy's been looking forward to this moment all off-season long. Matt Perry returns to the airwaves. Spring Valley at Wayne coming up next. Matt Perry here on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Don't worry. Paul Swann has the wheel on The Drive. ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Welcome back to the Friday edition, presented by Huntington Federal Savings Bank on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930. All right. You've been waiting for this one. Spring Valley's at Wayne tonight, 92.7 and 98.5 The Planet. It's our digital game of the week as well. That means you can watch the video. Matt Perry's going to have the call. I understand Bill Cornwell is going to be on the broadcast as well. So I don't know if that enhances the broadcast or just makes it harder on you. Matt Perry joins us on the program now. How you doing, man? It's been a while since we talked. I was barely able to look up and say hi to you when you walked by earlier. Plus,
I know. I had to give you the finger guns because you were too busy.
I didn't recognize you because you actually had a normal haircut too. So that was the other thing.
Now,
if you want to go there, if you want to start it this way, we can go. If you want to go.
I didn't start it. You started it.
You said the finger guns, and so I'm just.
I was just giving. That's the universal. Hey, how you doing? You're busy. Finger gun.
Is that what that is? Okay, all right.
That is.
All kidding. Well, okay, it's us. All kidding aside, though. Hey, week one, you got a big one. Spring Valley at Wayne. This is This is a heck of a way to start off your high school football Friday night with an in-county rival. Spring Valley and Wayne, of course, two of the premier programs in their classifications respectively, going at it tonight. And Spring Valley's everyone's picked to once again face off against possibly Martinsburg for yet another go at it at the state title. Wayne, they're a playoff contender in Class AA, and this is a series that it's still kind of a strange series though, just because Wayne and Tulsa make more sense to me as far as if you're going to have two teams in Wayne County go after each other. Those are the two that make more sense. So Spring Valley and Wayne, though, this is our Wayne County game tonight.
Yeah, well, it'll be the last year that this happens for a very long time. Your sentiment about Tulsa and Wayne making more sense makes more sense to everybody in the county. And so, enjoy it while it lasts. Last year they had the game. This year they have the game out at Wayne, and then it'll be done after this.
And I don't think it's an issue where you don't want to see Spring Valley and Wayne play. It's just you want to see Wayne and Tulsa play more because those two have been at it longer. I mean, it's a great rivalry. The two programs, of course, respect each other. You got the in-county rivalry there. These kids see each other, and not to say the Wayne kids don't see the Spring Valley kids. It's just this series makes more sense. But it is nice to see Wayne and Spring Valley go at it at least a couple of times here. Maybe you bring it back in maybe 10 years or so. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, how it all went down. That was what was the sticking point with both head coaches, with them not even being told about it. Because usually coaches have a lot of say so over their scheduling. And last year, literally, it was just put on the desk of both head coaches, like, "Oh, you're playing this game." And so I don't want to say hard feelings is the word. I don't want to speak for anybody, but it was kind of a shock, if that makes sense.
Makes perfect sense because again. You've got a traditional rivalry that you've put on the back burner for a couple of years, and the schedule will get back to that here soon. And I think that's just it just makes more sense. It's a good gate for Wayne. It's a good gate for Tulsa, and Tulsa needs. I'm sure Tulsa needs all the gate help they can get because we're looking at schools in Class AA that let's be honest, there's a struggle. I mean, you're seeing a splitting of the divisions even further in basketball. But in football, just because you're a AA school doesn't mean you're not struggling at the gate because there are an awful lot of small schools in West Virginia, and Tulsa does fit that criteria. And that's not saying anything other than the fact that they're a smaller school. Yeah,
Tulsa was actually dropped down to single A. And so their schedule, I feel bad for them. I mean, the travel they have, because there's so few single A teams in the state of West Virginia, I mean, they make a couple of trips near Morgantown this year on a Friday night. And that's just, that's a lot to ask going from Glen Hayes.
Yeah, and you're right. That's because I'm so used to them being a AA school, dropping down, and that makes sense for them. That really does, as far as just the schedule. It opens up some opportunities for them, and to be honest, I think they're going to be competitive at that level.
I think they will be too.
So tonight's the game. It's on the video stream as well, and I'm sure that. It's going to get a lot of out-of-county interest between Wayne and Spring Valley. What are you expecting out of this one tonight? Spring Valley's loaded, ready to go, and I'm sure Wayne's going to be a difficult first opponent.
Well, this is the most difficult thing about preparing for a first game is the unknown. And so Spring Valley is having to replace the best senior class to ever walk the halls of Spring Valley High School. And so two starters that are Division I athletes now off of that offensive line. And so that's the big story. The interior line of Spring Valley are, these kids are talented. They were under the tutelage of Doug Nestor and Zach Williamson. But, now you're not getting spare playing time against St. Albans or somebody. You're the guy. You're starting. It's your show now. And so I'm very excited to see from up here just exactly how these younger kids fit stepping in there.
Matt Parrish joining us on the program tonight. The expectations are high for Spring Valley.
Number 2 again.
How's this team handling not only the expectations that you're number 2 again, but also maybe the fact that, hey, you're number 2 again?
Yeah, you don't want to get the Buffalo Bills syndrome. And that's, 3 straight years going to Wheeling and coming up short. I think all of us would agree that followed this team that last year that we thought if it's going to happen, they're going to do it this year because of all the seniors, because of Malashevitz, because of Atkins at quarterback, because of Nestor. And so now you have built a program, though. Coach Dingus didn't build a team. He's built a program. And so now it's the next man up mentality where, hey, you lose those guys, but you're still the top dog. You're still number 2. You're still picked to win the MSAC. And so there's a lot of pressure on these kids, like, Evan Ferguson starting for the first time tonight, replacing Doug Nestor. That's big shoes to fill. But, the kid has the pedigree. His dad was an All-American at Marshall, Aaron Ferguson. And so he has the pedigree. He knows what he's doing. I'm just really excited to see these kids step up and, that next man up mentality.
Matt Perry's joining us on the broadcast tonight. Now you've got Bill Cornwell. He's going to be with you on this broadcast, and
yes,
I've got Bill's notes. I got at least I've got the too long didn't read version of Bill's notes.
Yeah.
You're going to be blessed tonight. We pick on him, but in all reality here, if you need to take a break, Bill's going to have so much fodder tonight on broadcast. He will have plenty.
Yeah.
He'll have plenty of minutia, fodder, and interesting things all wrapped up into one.
Oh, he's the pro. He's got it taken care of, man.
Okay, I didn't say all that. I just said he had a lot of material to go to.
He has a lot of material, and so when that halftime break hits, when I'm eyeing that line over there at the concession stand, I just give Bill the wink and the nod, and I'm all right, man. It's all your show. I'm gonna go.
That's why I love Friday nights, man. We don't take them seriously. We do, but we don't. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's
I love it.
Yeah, I mean, I would read Cornwell's notes to you. It's like here's a description for you. I'm just going to read a line because he was prepping me a little bit for this, but I figured, Perry's got it. I don't need to worry about it. He said, quarterback Gunnar Harmon is back. Tommy's kid threw for 1,093 yards.
Yeah,
just threw that in like Tommy's kid. These are the type of notes. This is my note prep from him.
I love and for those of us who live in Wayne County, we know exactly who you're talking about.
Exactly. I mean, I guess he just wanted me to make sure that the people who didn't live in Wayne County knew that Gunnar Harmon is Tommy's kid.
Yes, there we go.
Yeah.
They are returning him. Wayne. Wayne's dangerous no matter when you play him because they play that smash mouth style football. It's cliche, but they play Wayne County football. They're going to try to control the ground. They're going to try to keep the ball out of Spring Valley's hands. And it starts with Harmon running the offense and protecting the football because the last thing they need is to start giving Spring Valley short fields.
Just remember, and this is a Paul Swann quote from years and years ago. I coined it first. It's not the wing tee, it's the Wayne tee.
Yes, sir.
I want full credit for that. Even on your broadcast tonight, I want full credit for that. It's not the wing tee. It's the Wayne tee.
Courtesy of Paul Swann.
Courtesy of Paul Swann. Exactly, the Wayne tee. Okay, we're going to listen
to
your game tonight.
Thing.
Go ahead. Say again. I'm sorry. I was trying to promote your broadcast. So go ahead.
Oh, I apologize. Well, we're just going to get you a little trademark, and so every time you say it, it's required that we have to put that filler on the end.
That's fine. You know what? Just once a quarter is fine. Just halftime. That's fine. I don't know. We'll set
Fair
it
enough.
up. Put me in the broadcast
Fair
credits. Enough. All right. I'm gonna promote your broadcast now.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Is that okay? Would you care?
Hey, listen. You do you. You got it. You promote it, baby.
It's going to be tonight on, again, you can listen to it on 92.7, 98.5 The Planet. Also, it's our digital game of the week. That's right. Big responsibility. Don't mess up. People are going to be actually watching this broadcast tonight. And so you actually have to do a better job than what we're doing collectively here. So you got to step that up just a little bit.
I think we do a fantastic job. We keep them laughing, Paul. That's what they want to hear.
Is that what the people want to hear?
I think people like a little levity with their high school sports.
Okay. Do a survey of that tonight on your broadcast and on your social feed. Get back to me with that, okay? I want to know.
I will. All right, we got this.
All right.
And I was telling Bill I still owe you that Choco Taco from last year when I was wrong. So I'm sure I'm wrong again, so I'll just owe you 2 Choco Tacos.
I wasn't going to bring that up because, that would have been wrong of me to point that out. But, yes, I will cash in on that.
I got you, man.
Oh, do we just what are we going to meet down there one day? Is that what's going to happen?
I think that would be adorable if we just sat out on the little picnic tables and I bought you a Choco Taco. And
let's do it.
Reminisce about the time I was wrong. It's great.
Let's do it. You know what? We'll record it as well. It'll be we'll put that. We'll have that as a segment down the road here. Me enjoying a Choco Taco while you recap the day you were wrong.
Yeah, it happens so often that, I've got good material. So.
Yes, sir. All right, I got to take a commercial break because I promised Josh Wellington he'd be on the show 5 minutes ago because we're carrying Gallia Academy this year on Big Buck 101.5. I'm sure Josh is sitting there not knowing how the mechanics of this show really work. When I say 5:45, what I really mean is when we get to you.
All right. Have a good one. I appreciate you.
Thank you, sir. Matt Perry joining us tonight, and you can listen to the broadcast again on 92.7, 98.5, The Planet Digital Game. Catch it on the Facebooks. You know where to go. Catch it on the Facebooks. Come back, and we'll talk briefly with Josh Wellington. We'll move him up. He's going to move up in the rotation next week. You start from the bottom, you move up. When we continue with today's edition of The Drive here on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Pick out the car of your choice and take advantage of these offers.
You're listening to The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Welcome back to the Friday edition, The Drive on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930. We are getting you closer to your game coming up. We got 3 games across our airwaves tonight. Again, reminder, Cabell Midland at St. Albans on our sister station 97.9 The River. We've got Spring Valley at Wayne. That's going to be on 92.7 and 98.5 The Planet. We got Gallia Academy. Going to be on BigBuck1015.com. We're going to try to get a hold of Josh Wellington here in a few moments. And if we can't get him, of course, don't forget, you can log in to BigBuck1015.com to listen to the game. So we'll try to get Josh on the program. If we can't, we'll get him next week as Josh, a new addition to our broadcast crews as far as I've just been handed a note. I love it, Gabriel. I love Gabriel. Gabriel comes in here. My show producer just tiptoes quietly in here and says, "Hey, that's not the right phone number." So I'll give you a hint. Here's a suggestion. There's a phone list with his number on it. Because I'm talking and you didn't tell me you're going to walk in. No, not right there, Gabriel. Go get a phone list. I love Gabriel. Did I tell you what Gabriel did to me yesterday? Gabriel, our show producer, he's a college student, does a fantastic job. Yeah, we have a great relationship. I asked him, hey, I've got a lot of paperwork here. I've got a lot of commercials that I'm loading. So can you go run and get me something to drink real quick? Get me a large. It's going to be a long day. So he comes back, and he brings me this coffee cup. The large coffee cup, and it's got soda in it, pop. It's got Mountain Dew. And I'm like, Gabriel, that's not the large. But that's okay, Gabriel. I understand. Hey, you did your best. Thank you. Where's the straw? And he brings me this straw that's like an inch high. It doesn't. You if you put it in the cup, you'd lose it. And he's like, here's your straw. It's like a coffee cup size straw. And I think Gabriel Sellers hates me. I think my show producer actually hates me. So just don't worry about it, Gabriel. You have to go to the actual company phone list, not the show phone list. Company phone list. You're going to edit all this out of the podcast? No, it's not posted in the control room because go outside, go get a company phone list. Live radio here. I'm giving him directions. That's all right. Next week, Huntington High starts. That's when we'll be ready to go. Week 2 for everyone else. Week 1 for us starts over when Huntington High plays. That's I'm hitting the reset button on that. So, of course, we do have fun on the show. I've got a great show producer. He does everything almost perfect, except for when he comes in the studio, tiptoes and just looks at me like, "Hey, I'm going to talk to you, but you keep talking as I talk to you." All right, there you go. He's got a phone list now. I'm taking notes, things to make the studio better for by the time we get him on, it's not going to be worth it. So call him anyway. Just call him so I can say hi to him on the show. And then you're going to completely edit this podcast where this section never happened again. And you're going to make it seem like this never happened. We'll know. No one else will know that downloads the show that we actually had this 3 or 4 minute conversation of me telling you to go get a phone list because I mistakenly typed the wrong phone number on the call sheet, which I apologize for, Gabriel. He's going to have 2 minutes. He's going to have 2 minutes. Just call him. If you're going to talk back, use the microphone next time. Let's have this conversation on the air. It's not a one-way conversation, me and you between the glass. Okay, you have him? Okay, can we do this segment? All right. Josh, pretend like nothing happened and just go along with it. Pretend.
I was listening along.
Yeah, just pretend because Gabriel's going to edit all this out of the podcast and nobody will be the wiser.
Gotcha.
All right. Josh Wellington joins us on the program. He's got the call tonight of Gallia Academy on BigBuck101.5.com. You know what? Forget it. We'll just leave it all in the podcast. Hey, man, you got a minute. Football, Gallia Academy, BigBuck1015.com. That's all people need to know, right?
That's right. Gallia Academy kicks off the season at Meg's tonight, looking to defend their ABC crown, starting off the season on the right foot. So hopefully things get going great for the Blue Devils, and next week we can talk about what happened tonight and what's going to happen next week.
You know, when I used to do this type of show, I had like 5 or 6 pages typed out, small print, everything. I've got one sheet tonight, and it sounds like one sheet, man, just one sheet. 3 phone numbers, and I couldn't even get the 3rd phone number right for Gabriel.
That's all right. We've got 9 more weeks plus hopefully the playoffs.
Yeah,
so
we got playoffs as well. So, you know, next week you're going to move up in the rotation. We're going to push you down. No more. We're going to push Jason Toy down. We'll rotate you higher.
Sounds good.
Okay, you deserve it. Yeah, I'm excited. BigBuck1015.com, Gallia Academy all season long, and next week we'll do this right.
All right, Holzer Health Systems pregame starts at 7 o'clock.
Were you actually listening the entire time to this?
I was.
Were you laughing just at
absolutely
the comedy that this thing? Yeah,
I was.
I think people maybe don't understand that Gabriel's like a little brother to me. My producer he is like my little brother.
Well, then you have every right to give him a hard time, even though you wrote the number down wrong.
No, exactly right. No, I own that one. I wrote the number down, but no, it was adorable. Gabriel just walks in the studio. He just has the note, like he's tiptoeing in. He looks at me like, just keep talking, but I'm going to talk to you. No.
It all works out.
We're heading
to the stadium, and we'll be on the air at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, that's why this is an award-winning broadcast. Yep. That's why I have an award.
Talk show of the year.
I have it. Yep, have that on my mantle right there. And you know what? This show proves that point every day.
There you go.
Thanks, Josh. We'll talk to you next week.
All right. Thanks, Paul.
Josh Wellington, our guest. That's going to do it for this edition. I wasn't done talking, Gabriel. Now you can turn the music up. Man. Goodbye.
WRBC Huntington, W227BS Huntington. This is your radio home for Pittsburgh Pirates baseball. ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.